Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Apple report for Friday, January 13th, 2023. Happy Friday the 13th. I want to mention that today, earlier Thursday afternoon, I should say, I always record these the day before, and it throws some people off because when I say today, I speak present tense like it's already Friday, because some people watch this Friday morning or Friday day, and I just, how many people can I confuse, right? Anyway, on Thursday afternoon, we put out an Amazon video on the stock itself, and I just want you to see it. I don't know if you've seen it or not. We've had some requests. We covered the big picture analysis, the fact that it's actually approaching a meaningful channel resistance that may contain buying through the rest of the month. And if we close above that channel resistance, I see 2 to 3 months aggressive bullish continuation for that stock. I also want to mention that what you see, that free video we put out on YouTube on Amazon, we also put out 2 of those a week, 8 a month we have for 2 years now that you never see on YouTube. It's all part of our premium wickedstocks.com package that includes the daily triple Q, the daily SPY, the weekly S&P 500 index, the weekly NASDAQ 100 index, and the weekly U.S. Treasury ETF, the TLT, and those 2 stock picks every week. You get them all. So check it out. We have a 5-day money back guarantee. If you're not at all happy, you just send us an email and we'll refund you in full. All right. So let's take a look at the charts. Just to remind you that we came off of long-term support a couple of weeks ago after having tested it. On the daily chart, where can I find it? Is it here? Yes. 122.69 to 122.95. We are away from it now. That was a nice buy opportunity down there. And above which, meaningful recovery now anticipated into the 140s over the next 3 to 5 weeks, depending. I'll get to that in a moment. And perhaps into the 170s as we move into a later year. So this is really sort of like what I'm calling the 2 to 3 to 5 week dynamic, holding above that low 20s long-term support, the 142.49, descending 1/3 speed line, trend defining in its own right, backed up by the 147.86 4-month channel top. That zone is expected over the next 2 to 3 to 5 weeks, possibly sooner. I'll get to that in a moment. That upper area is an objective over the next 3 to 5 weeks, and it can contain buying on a monthly, possibly into later Q1 basis. And from there, we could fall back into the low 120s again within several months, a month or two of doing so. It would be a settlement above 147.86 that should then yield a 173.77 long-term resistance area within another 2 to 3 months. I consider 173.77 in reach later 23, possibly over the next 3 to 5 months, but I think it's going to be a bit of a battle to the upside. And I think those 140s may have their way as we move through February. So I'm not going to be so fast to assume 173.77. I'm hunting around here. Okay, this is for the day itself. 134.43, this former channel bottom that we settled below a few weeks ago and that set us up for the low 120s test is now 134.43. It can contain buying not only for the day, but even into later next week. From here, 128.97 is likely over the next couple of days. Possibly today if we break 130.90. 130.90 is the high of the low from about 2 weeks ago. It's not shown here, but it's just a horizontal line across. It's performed pretty well on intraday trade. If we break 130.90 today, 128.97 is likely where we can bottom out for the day. Possibly come off of here back to 134.43 within several days. So this is a good day trade and swing trade framework here. Selling 134.43 in anticipation of 128.97 within several days. Buying 128.97 in anticipation of rounding back up to 134.43 within several days. But keep in mind, if you're selling 134.43, you're doing so against what I consider to be an updraft now after having tested that long-term support in the low 120s not long ago. It's actually on this chart here. So keep that in mind. You don't want to be an aggressive short seller at 134.43. This is another view of it. There's also a descending channel top today at 133.08 that I have pegged as only a minor point. I'm focusing on 134.43. There's your 130.90, the high of the low. We could back off here, bottom out intraday, rally back to 134.43, and if we break 130.90, Where are you? 128.97, then likely on an intraday basis. If we close today below 128.97, this thing can fall all the way back over the next week or two into the 122.69 to 122.95 region, which would present another meaningful buy opportunity, not only for you 3 to 5 week near-term investors, but even for those of you who invest not Warren Buffett investing. I'm talking over the next year, because the 170s in reach above the 120s. Let's see here. Okay, this is a scenario I'm not expecting. It's still on the books. And we're going to be watching this. But if we did close below 122.69 over the next couple of weeks, we enter the sell phase that should yield the 114.25 formation within 2 or 3 weeks, and ultimately that 102.73 level, which I show right here as a long-term 5/8 Fibonacci. This downside scenario, I don't want to spend much time on, because what is happening is we've come off of long-term support, and we're now showing follow-through buying that I'm expecting to play out. Let me go back to this chart here. If we close today above 134.43, and it is in the cards, so to speak, let's talk about the day trade itself. Let me get back to that. If we push or open today above 134.43, this kind of soft double bottom here in the low 140s, 140.02, you can see in the support resistance, may be in reach by the closing bell. That would be a significant rally today. We're coming into a long weekend. The market may have that in it. And if we push or open today above 134.43, we just might reach 140.02 intraday. And if we close above 134.43, then are you here? No, you're not. Where are you? I can't see these charts very well. My apologies. I'm going through the entire catalog here. Here you are. So closing today above 134.43, we could by the end of next week actually reach the 142.49 level. Bear in mind, this is a 3 to 5 week objective. We're a full week and a half into it, and we may reach it by the end of next week. If we close today above 134.43, this is a zone of resistance that once reached, I would recommend, if you're a 3 to 5 week sort of near-term investor, to liquidate a long position and perhaps scout out 120, 125 out of the money puts that don't expire for at least a few months. That would be your call entirely. If we close above 147.86, you are liquidating those out of the money puts and buying 170, 175 out of the money calls that don't expire for at least 4 to 6 months. I don't think it would take that long, but you certainly don't want to see your option premium decay as you approach its expiration. That is all I have for today's Daily Apple Report. Please click like and subscribe. Watch that Amazon video. Go to wickedstocks.com. Check us out. We'll talk soon.